Hey everyone, Mitchell Spadafore here at the Criticalbench compound. Today I'm going to teach you about 5 unique chest exercises that you use with a dumbbell. A lot of people don't realize what you're able to do with the dumbbell specifically for chest. I like to break things down in target areas specifically so that way I can focus on my weaknesses and balance out every aspect of my physique to create the best physique possible. So the first movement that I want to discuss is a dumbbell chest raise. So with this dumbbell chest raise, I start with my hands in the center. Now, first and foremost, one of the most important things is stability. So feel like my feet are locked in the ground. I start with that, and then I'm doing a chest raise. So with the chest raise, I'm squeezing my chest as I'm going up, and then as I'm going down, I'm making sure I'm keeping constant tension on my chest while doing this. Now, the reason I'm doing that is so my chest stays tense throughout this entire movement. So for example, if I was just going up like this and then letting it relax, watch my chest. It's completely flat. There's nothing to it. Since I'm going like this and going down, it keeps the mind-muscle connection with the negative. Now, the last thing I want to include is I don't let it go all the way down. So if I let it go all the way down here, the tension comes off my chest and starting point is usually out in front. So that is the first exercise that I demonstrated for you all. And the next one I want to show you is a underhand fly. So I like doing this underhand fly variation because it gets a lot of the lower chest and it also allows you to hit some of the middle chest too. So that's my focus with this one. So I'm going to go up just like that, go slow, slow on the way down. Just like the first one, I really make sure that I'm not going too fast on the way down because of course the law of gravity is going to pull me down anyways. With gravity pulling me down, it's going to make it more difficult. So if I can make this workout more difficult, and I know that it will change the outcome of the workout just because of my ability to control the negative. So as I stated, I'm gonna go slow, slow, slow. I do about a 4-second negative on the way down. I do a 2-second pause and a 2-second pause at the top as well. So hold at the top, 4-second negative, and 2 seconds on the way up. I like breaking down the rep tempo because it allows me to really consciously think about it. If I'm not thinking about how many seconds I'm doing in my head, then sometimes I just go through the movement, and we're all guilty of doing that. So now I want to show you the third exercise that I demonstrated, which is a chest pullover. So with this one, I like to start with my chest already pre-engaged. I retract my hip, make sure my feet are locked into the ground, and I'm going to pull over like that. So as you can tell, I'm getting a full stretch and I'm pulling over with my chest in that motion. Now, with this movement, really make sure you're not using your trap and you're using all of that upper chest. So something I like to do is I prefer to tap the area that I'm targeting, specifically when doing single arm exercises because I have this free arm. So I do about 10 reps there. I usually do about 30 to 40 pounds. And in addition with this one, just like the last one, I have to control on the negative. So I squeeze there, I go slow on the negative, slow. Now, if I were to just let it loose like this, it takes the tension off the muscle. So then when I go to do the reps moving forward, it's a lot more difficult to keep it engaged. If you learn to keep it engaged from the beginning of the movement itself, it makes it a lot easier to keep the mind-muscle connection. So the fourth one that I also wanted to include, it's a standing hex press. So I don't see a lot of people do this movement, but it's kind of like something that I just created and reverse engineered the process to target the middle chest. So with this one, I'm going to start with them like this. I'm going to retract my hips before I start, keep my knees bent a little bit, and I'm just going to press straight out like this. Just like the other one, keeping a slow negative. I'm not going to let it go all the way down and just press out. Keeping my shoulders retracted, hips retracted, and just squeezing through the chest. So with this one, I usually do between like a 30 or 40 pound dumbbell or 2 dumbbells held together like that. And it's just like a hex press, but you're doing it standing and it allows you to hit more of the middle and inner chest. Hey everyone, before I forget, I want to remind you to check the pinned comments below. We have a free book in there for you, free shaker cup, and all you have to do is click that link. What's included in there is 30 free protein recipes. I really recommend those because it gives you different options on a day-to-day basis so you don't get sick of those. These next 2 exercises, these are completed on a foam roller. So shout out to my boy Zach, he showed me this one last week and I figured why not use it. So you lay on the foam roller, you get your hips in front, and then you make sure you're able to retract your hips with the movement so that way you can stay under your chest like that. So for the first one, it's just going to be a hex press on the foam roller. I'm squeezing through like this, and just like the other ones, keeping a slow negative, keeping all the mind-muscle connection on my chest and making sure I'm going through with my elbows. So that's the first movement, and then the second movement is a pullover. So with the pullover, I'm doing the same thing. I'm gonna drop my hips, I'm gonna keep my heels locked into the ground. So as you've noticed, some similarities with all of these exercises, my heels are constantly locked in the ground. So that way I'm as stable as possible, which that transmits to my ability to squeeze my chest throughout the movement. So with this last one, I'm doing a pullover, as I said, and I'm squeezing through, keeping my hips engaged, keeping my hips retracted, and squeezing my upper chest. So just like that, squeezing through. Really make sure you're squeezing all throughout the movement, so that way you're getting a full range of motion and hitting all angles of your chest. Now, with all of these exercises, as I've discussed, they're not really common. Just because they're not common doesn't mean that they don't work. I mean, I'm a fan of trying different things and, of course, challenging myself in all ways of life. So, for example, I like doing standing exercises, isolation exercises, so that way it incorporates other muscles while having a primary focus. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember to like and subscribe the Criticalbench page and to check the comments below for that free book, free shaker cup. It's a no-brainer right there. Go get your free recipes and try them out. Let me know how they go. And this is Mitchell Spadafore from the Criticalbench compound. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys soon.